Let's be honest. If procrastination were an Olympic sport, some of us would have more gold than Michael Phelps. We've all been there, staring at a to-do list longer than a CVS receipt, suddenly realizing that reorganizing the sock drawer is urgent, or deciding that watching a documentary about penguin migration will somehow improve our productivity. Spoiler alert, it won't. However, I agree that those penguins are adorable. Here's the kicker. Procrastination isn't laziness. Nope. It's more like your brain throwing a surprise party for anxiety, fear of failure, and perfectionism all at once. And you're the guest of honor. But that's changing today. Because you're about to learn how to outsmart the sneaky saboteur living in your head, the one who whispers, "You work better under pressure," while all you are doing is eating chips and watching cat videos. We're going to discuss practical strategies, mindset shifts, and a little tough love sprinkled with laughter, because nothing kills procrastination faster than clarity and a good chuckle. Here's the deal. Procrastination is a thief. It steals your time, your peace of mind, and your potential. But guess what? You're the sheriff in this town, and it's time to evict that freeloading bandit once and for all. So buckle up, grab your beverage of choice, yes, even if it's your 4th cup of coffee, and prepare for some life-changing insights. As entrepreneur Tim Urban famously said in his viral TED Talk on procrastination, we're all procrastinating on something important, and there's only so much time to stop waiting and start doing. You didn't land on this page by accident. This is your moment to stop putting off the life you know you're capable of living. Your goals aren't going to accomplish themselves. The best part? It is surprisingly simple. Let's dive in. Strategy 1. The 2-minute rule. Here's how it works. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Yes, it's that simple. Responding to that email, 2 minutes. Filing that document, 2 minutes. Drinking water so your body doesn't turn into a raisin, also 2 minutes. But wait, the magic doesn't stop there. You can also use this rule to start bigger, scarier tasks by breaking them into tiny, manageable baby steps. For instance, do you want to write a book? Don't panic. Just open the document and write 1 sentence. Do you need to work out? Just put on your gym clothes and walk for 2 minutes. Do you have 37 dishes in the sink? Just wash 3. Why does this work so well? Because starting is the hardest part. It's the mental equivalent of pushing a car. Those first few inches feel impossible, but once it's rolling, momentum takes over. And guess what? Your brain loves momentum. Psychologists call it the Zeigarnik effect, the idea that once we start something, we're more likely to finish it. Your brain basically becomes that nosy neighbor who needs closure. So if you start something, even just a little, your brain can't stand leaving it unfinished. Suddenly, you're 3 paragraphs deep in that report you've been dreading for a week. Boom. Victory. Let's not pretend this is rocket science. In fact, it's practically a Jedi mind trick for your inner procrastinator. Your brain wants to resist anything that feels overwhelming, so you shrink the task down until it feels like no big deal. It's productivity in disguise. By the way, when I shared this video earlier today with my grandmother, guess what? She loved it. She said she believes it's impossible for anyone to watch this video and not subscribe. Please subscribe to our channel, click the like button, and share it with friends who might also benefit from these insights. Together, we can create a community dedicated to continuous learning and growth. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Strategy 2. Deadlines and drama. Those magical, anxiety-inducing little lines in the sand that somehow make us do things in the final hour with a caffeine-fueled squirrel. But here's the twist. Deadlines only really work when they're not just in your head. That's because internal deadlines are about as effective as whispering no to a cheesecake at midnight. If the deadlines are in our heads, we can easily ignore them. We can say, I'll start tomorrow and then spend the next 3 days organizing our desktop folders instead. But here is how the strategy can work. Set a deadline, then tell everyone you know. Your friends, your coworkers, your mom, your dog, your cat, even post it online. And skywrite it if you're feeling extra bold. Because the moment you go public with your plans, something shifts. You'll go from maybe I'll try to I'll definitely do it, because somehow you feel all the people you've told are watching. That's when pride kicks in. You suddenly care deeply about not looking like a flake, because no one wants to be that person who made a big announcement and then ghosted harder than a shady Tinder date. Telling people creates a healthy dose of social pressure, and whether we like to admit it or not, we all respond to it. And here's where it gets really fun. Add consequences. Tell your friends, if I don't finish my project by Friday, I'll buy everyone pizza. Or, if I don't submit this proposal, I'll wear Crocs with socks for a week. Now you've got skin in the game, or at least reputation and fashion on the line. Suddenly that pressure becomes power. You stop waiting for motivation and start taking action, because you've got people expecting to see your accomplishments. The accountability becomes rocket fuel. And don't worry, this isn't about shame. It's about using social accountability as a tool, not a trap. You're not setting yourself up to fail. You're giving yourself the exact push you need to follow through, with a crowd cheering you on, or at least texting you. Hey, did you do the thing yet? Want to level up? Make a group chat with a few goal-getting friends, share your weekly deadline, then celebrate when you crush it. Accountability plus community equals unstoppable. Strategy 3. Gamify it like it's Mario Kart. Let's face it, doing boring tasks feels like trying to spoon-feed your soul a bowl of cold, unsalted oatmeal. But what if I told you the key to crushing procrastination is to treat your day like a game, a ridiculous, over-the-top points and prizes game, preferably with sound effects. I call it the power of gamification. Yes, it's a fancy word, but the idea is simple. Turn mundane tasks into a challenge, and suddenly, your brain perks up like a kid hearing the ice cream truck. The science backs it up. According to Charles Duhigg, author of The Power of Habit, our brains are wired to crave rewards. When we add even a tiny dose of excitement or feedback to a task, a point, a buzz, or a celebratory dance party in our kitchen, we're more likely to actually do it. Take a page from the book of Thomas Edison, who once said, "I never did a day's work in my life. It was all fun." Now granted, Edison probably said that while surrounded by 6,000 half-invented light bulbs. But the man had a point. When work feels like play, it becomes easier, lighter, and enjoyable. So, how do you gamify your life? 1. Set a timer and challenge yourself. Can I clean the kitchen before this playlist ends? Spoiler, you can, especially if it's Beyonce. 2. Give yourself 1 point for each task completed. 10 points get you a reward, a snack, an episode of your favorite show, or a guilt-free scroll through cat memes. 3. Level up your day. Every hour of focused work equals 1 level. Defeat hard tasks. Celebrate milestones with a silly victory dance. 4. Use cheat codes. Music, snacks, candles, fancy pens. Whatever makes the task more fun or feels less like work. This strategy works because it taps into your natural desire for progress. Ever notice how video games give you tiny wins constantly? Coins, power-ups, badges, levels. It's no accident. That's psychology in pixel form, and you can do the same in your real life. Even Steve Jobs embraced play. He once said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." And let's be real, it takes a playful mind to dream that big. So don't just power through your to-do list. Play through it. Gamify your day. And suddenly, you're not just writing a report. You're scoring XP. You're not just folding laundry. You're completing a side quest. You're not just surviving Monday. You're winning Monday. And trust me, when you treat life like a game, you'll actually want to play. Game on. Now listen, if you found this helpful, why keep it to yourself? Subscribe for more game-changing insights, hit that like button like it owes you money, and share this with a friend who keeps saying they'll start tomorrow. Let's build a community of unstoppable learners. Now go out there and crush it. We believe in you. Thank you.